Okay, you know what? Hello. I'm back on. And I wanted to talk about husbands and wives. Um I wrote some stuff down, but then I'm gonna go see from here. I think it's a good thing to be married. Um I think that married couples have a benefit of being together, helping each other. And at nighttime they can keep each other warm. They can, get to know one another and then learn of each other, and then hopefully they will, work together in goodness and a good thing. The Bible says that a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. Okay, so one thing I wanted to say right away is I believe that when they pray and then they pray together, it kind of keeps their families together. And it helps them to get prayers answered that they probably didn't know that could be answered. They need to come together because, as the Bible says, they become one. That a man should leave his mom and dad or father and mother and cling to his wife. A man should cling to his wife. I don't know if it's a lot of women out there that don't mind, they want to be clinging to. But with marriage, the husband is supposed to cling to his wife. And they both belong to each other. So that's a good thing about marriage and family. But I always thought of this, or I've told people to know their worth. But you know what? I want to tell you, couples, you married people, you husbands and wives, know your worth in this world. Know your worth and what your marriage is worth. Okay? That's what I would tell people. To know the worth of their marriage is important. It's something sacred, something to be shared between a husband and a wife. Should be kept between a husband and a wife. And I think that even sometimes the kids don't even need to know everything about mom and dad. But it don't always turn out that way. Some times that couples get together and they end up marrying somebody else that they didn't have kids with, or they have kids with them. But in actuality, I just want the married couples to know their worth. They are important. And when they share something so sacred to each other, just they need to know that that's what it is. And whatever problems that could arrive or have arrived, you need to work it together. You need to understand each other. Understanding things will help you to build more. I think you can learn more about a person when you have understanding. You can respect them more when you have understanding. You can kind of hear what they're saying. You know how sometimes we hear things that go in one ear and right on out the other. But when you have understanding, it's not going to do that. It's going to stick there with you and you're going to understand. So the couples do have problems. It doesn't mean that they have to go and find another mate when they can just work on them too. And you be going and hopping from relationship to relationship, and you'll be doing the same thing. So you might as well stay with the one that you was with to have your children. And even if you didn't have children, the one that you were in love with. Okay? um, your wife becomes your property, your husband becomes your property. That's the way it should be, you know. Um, Basically, um, it should be between you two. You shouldn't work and pray so that others won't come in and mess your relationship up, because it's a big mess out there. It's a big mess out there, and people, believe me, we I know we're not perfect and all of that. I understand that. I know we have temptations and stuff like that. Hello. Okay. So basically, um, I would say I don't think I'm a heartbreaker, but I believe in relationships working, whether it's a husband and wife, friendship, sister and brother, like siblings, parents, and all of those things. I believe in those types of relationships working through problems, through misunderstandings. That we get an understanding and be loyal and honest, and work with each other to make things work. I believe that how can you go out and other people are going to trust you, and you can't even work on the relationships that you had right in front of you. Like, sometimes those relationships should be important to you. They really should. That's what I believe. Like, how can people trust you, and you can't even help your wife, or you can't even help your husband, or you can't even help your children, and you don't love your children? Well, I'm not going to say nobody don't love their children, but I'm just saying it's an example. You think that people are going to look at that and say, okay, what's going on? You can't get along with your mom. Now, in this case, I do understand a married person who's been married and had their own place, and a situation that you have to go and live with your mom. It doesn't mean you don't love your mom or your dad or whoever, or your friend. It's just that you want to be comfortable in your own place, and that's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. Now, that's what I feel. Some people may think differently. I don't mind having company and different things like that. But at the end of the day, or going out and going to other people's houses, that's what the houses they're there for. That's what my house is here for, to welcome somebody in. So, I mean, that's what it's for. Okay. Remember, I just want you to know your worth, okay? It is my birthday. Let me go out here. My son is here. I'm probably going to pause for a minute. I hope this thing don't cut off on me, okay?